Hey everybody, welcome to In the Garden with Matt the Garden Guy, Season 3, Episode 1. In this episode, we're going to be building an awesome raised garden bed. We're also going to be doing some work inside the hoop house. We also have a special message from my friend over at offtheland.net. Hey, I'm super excited to starting out this Season 3. Now let's go get into it. Well, what I did here is I went ahead and pre-built all of my sections so I can just build them in the garage and bring them outside and put it together. Oh man, that smile on my face. Little did I know it was so much more work to do. Well, I used one of those Craig jigs to make all of these pocket holes. Made it super easy to put this stuff together. So yeah, I was gonna do 4 feet wide. It's gonna be way too big for the area. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this down a foot just to make the box 3 feet. We'll have a 3-foot walkway, another 3-foot box. But man, this thing is huge. Alrighty, so I have this cut down to 3 feet, and here we go. This is the first box. We're gonna have broccoli growing in this and a few other stuff this year. It's gonna come out, it's gonna stop here. This is gonna be 4 feet wide. We got potatoes in this. Then we're gonna have another box going straight down there. Alrighty, so we got that 3-foot wide walkway. Gonna put another box right here, and another walkway right here. So here we go, it's coming. Alrighty. Yeah, this is pretty big here. I might have to make some modifications to it. But got that one up. It's gonna be a lot of dirt. Already, well, it doesn't look like too much, but I took a foot off and it does look a lot better. Alrighty, well, I'm done for today. Got this panel up. And that one. Got a nice new little fire pit, because we took the old one out, because that's where it was in the garden bed. Got some immune tea after working outside in the cold. Ah, nice fire. Alright, so when I'm putting the side panels up, I'm using these screws with a little washer on them, a little gasket there. These are 1-inch screws. Putting them right in, they're self-tapping. They do perfect work. It's so nice to have a fire to nice warm up. Over here, a little check-in. We got the side panels in using those 1-inch screws. Got to do a little bit over there. And then we're going to go ahead and start doing these end panels. Alrighty, so now we got a lot of sides up. We're going to start laying cardboard down here in the bottom. We were filling the garden boxes with cardboard. I was like, something doesn't look so right. Well, I had it out of square. So note, when you start filling out your new garden box, make sure it's square. Well, now I'm just filling it up with some tree branches. We'll be jumping in here soon and starting to flatten them down. This will make some great filler. Alrighty, now let's go check in with Vadim at Off the Land. I've been working with him on something very special.
Mustard greens, anyone? I'm Vadim with offtheland.net, and I hope you're really enjoying season 3 of In the Garden with Matt the Garden Guy, and just seeing how he's expanding his garden this year. Matt and I are also working to bring you guys a free platform called offtheland.net, which enables gardeners and homesteaders to sell and trade homegrown abundance like seeds and seedlings, handmade artisan goods, consulting, stuff like that. So it's all about building local food networks with like-minded people and even generating a side income from your hobby. So check it out on offtheland.net. And now let's jump back in with Matt.
Alrighty, so got another day of working outside on the garden expansion. Got some wood in there. Anytime I'm working outside, especially when it's a little cold, I always like to have a nice little fire. So got my supplies in there. I got some wood. We'll get it started. And we got the benefit of all this wood ash in there that is full of potassium, which is amazing for our plants. It's also a natural pest repellent. So I'm gonna get that in my hoop house because I know I got some bugs in there that always start eating my plants when I first start putting them in there. And that's what we're gonna start getting ready to do here soon. Oh, and there you go. Got this little guy. Got a new fire started. Be good to go. So I got this guy pretty much built out last weekend. I need to bring these two corners up a little bit. Just the ground is slanted. We'll get that later, but you see we're starting to fill this in. We got some really good wood here, untreated wood with some bark on it. Just putting it down for filler. And the weather really has been up and down. Super nice to have a nice sunny day today. The garden box here, we definitely got a boatload of work to do. Got a lot of dirt to put in there. But we're going to keep filling it with what we have. Before we get the dirt, and I'm going to warm up with this fire before I move on into the hoop house. Alrighty, well, I'm moving some of this dirt from my garden boxes that I took down. And a great spot for it right now is here in the hoop house because, well, I need to build up some more of the soil in there. So I'm going to go ahead and get it in there. And I know there's a movement out there and a lot of people that say, hey, don't till your garden. Well, too bad. I do. And now I'm going to mix all of that dirt that I brought in here into the hoop house. Well, just like that, we're getting a hoop house soil ready. My plan is to get this all tilled out right here and start getting some carrots in here. Yeah, buddy. You're ready. We got this big long bed nice and tilled out. Next, I'm going to get a rake, just try to flatten it all out. Well, everybody, I'm a happy gardener right now. My hoop house here is all fully tilled out. I got it all raked. I got to add a little bit more dirt right here. I don't have anything going there right now. So next step is the best part. Start getting the seeds in the ground. Righty, it's time. But first we're going to get our onions in and we're going to use this back to the roots potting soil for some fertilizer. Alrighty, so now that we are finally in the garden with the dirt, let's go and get these bulbs really planted. So I just put them here to figure out the spacing, kind of get an idea. Now I got my red ones. I'll start first. I'm gonna pull them all out. I got this little awesome little tool guy. I'll go in there, just make a little trench. I'll only go probably about an inch down And then I'll fill it with some of that organic potting soil. Then I'll just go and put the onions back in. I'll keep probably about a third of the onions sticking out of the ground. And that's about it. Now these are just spaced here. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna dig out a little bit of it. I'm gonna put some of this organic potting soil in the hole to get a little bit more nutrients to get them going. All right, so let's go ahead and zoom in on the onions. And you see they're really just loose in there. I don't really wanna compact them in there. The roots will go in and secure it really good. Oops, looks like I missed one. We'll get that in there. Yeah, I don't really want to pack them in there so tight. So I just have them, you know, probably, whatever, about an inch-ish down in there. And I got that loose soil around it so that it will expand. Roots will go down to secure it. And that's how I plant my onions. Now, let's get over to one of my favorite things that I plant. Alrighty, and if you know me, you know one of my favorite things to plant is carrots. And I have these unique carrots and seeds from Organo Republic that I'm using. Why do I like carrots? Well, first of all, I love eating them. Second of all, they sometimes be a challenge. And third of all, a lot of people just can't figure out how to grow them. So I love growing them to help you learn how to grow carrots as well. So we got 10 different varieties. I don't know how much I'm gonna put here in the hoop house. And what I mean here, I mean this little section, because behind there, I got some cauliflower and some cabbage. So I'm gonna put this little section right here with carrots. Probably gonna do 3 rows of carrots right there. Alrighty, so you all know, or if you've been following me for a while, how I plant my carrots. I like my soil to be nice and loose, which, as you saw earlier, I tilled it all up. So I'm just kind of making it nice and flat here right now. I don't know, nothing special. Just grading it out. The little section I want to go. And then I will end up only going down, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch. Sprinkle my seeds down, put some dirt on top, and then I'll slap a towel on top of it. Alrighty, so this is the variety that I chose to pick to go in each row. Alrighty, there you go. Just like that, I have started my 2025 outdoor growing season. Even though I'm here in my hoop house, still outdoor. I got my onions started. I got carrots started. That was my biggest goal. I got some cabbages right over there. Those will go in probably next weekend. Alrighty, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this episode of In the Garden with Matt the Garden Guy. Wow, that wind just picked up. We did an awesome thing. Started building our new raised garden. We learned about offtheland.net. Go check that out. Amazing service, free service to help gardeners out there. And we got the beginning of our growing season started with our onions and carrots. Hey, if you enjoyed this, please go and hit that like button. And if you haven't already, I please ask that you consider hitting that follow or subscribe button down there below. That means the world to me. Hey, we'll talk to you later. And as always, keep growing. And I'll see you on episode 2, season 3 of Matt the Garden Guy coming out eventually. Why am I sprinkling cinnamon on my plants? And that's because I'm getting a surface mold problem. And it's most likely because it's cold and damp in here, and at nighttime, the temperatures are dropping down even more, and we're getting that surface layer.